Welcome to Around the Blockchain. Today we're talking about Doge and Coinbase. Doge just flipped coin. What does it mean for those two respective entities? Also, Animoca and their metaverse. And is the metaverse is the story of the year for 22. We're going to get right into it. We have a fantastic lineup coming up right to you. Cowboys of Crypto on the top right, holding it down. Oh, he's got that 6-shooter. I know he's pointing it at. He's pointing towards the Bahamas. On the bottom right, we have Mac and Cheesy. We have some audio issues. I think we have it settled now. He's ready to serve up and spoon some of that goodness your way. And on the bottom left, fresh from Miami, it is Ragzy with the coolest background that I've seen in a while. Are you God? I don't know. I really like to meet her. And on the top left, we have Jayson Casper holding it down with the Pikachu hat. We haven't seen it in a while. We were just talking about Charizard's. Jayson Casper, favorite starting Pokemon Go? Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Charmander. Charmander. All right, good choice. All right, like I said, we're going to be talking about Doge, so let's just get right into the market watch and see what is that crazy dog token doing. We do have Bitcoin. It is up slightly, 1.68%, but Doge is the topic along with Coinbase stock, and you can see Doge right now, 7.5 cents. But if we click on it, at one point, it was up 10x from this level, right around 70 cents. Probably need to do the 1 year isn't going to take us back far enough to the Elon episode. But you can see there, just a year ago, 18 cents. Not much action lately. We go to the alt. doesn't look real. Let's just unpack this pump first. Jason, there are some people a little bit newer to crypto. They miss that Doge pump. You can see it there, just skyrocketing it out of nowhere. What do you call that in TA? Was that an anomaly? Is that a fluke, or is that something that maybe you see time to time? I don't hear you. Maybe.
Whoops! There we go.
There you go.
Yeah. So Dogecoin, very interesting. We came down, and before we got this big old pump, we actually did hit into a very, very important area of support. And we did so with a pretty big bottom right here on Market Cypher B. So this is not the kind of thing that I would necessarily say that we could predict, but in hindsight, it is a very technical move. And then we've rejected from value area high of a range plus a golden pocket. Now we're finding support back at the middle zone of the range. So I'm actually keeping my eye on Doge right now for potentially finding support after grabbing some liquidity from these lows. Maybe, who knows, we could get another move up.
I know we're probably a year or two away from any kind of real pumps with Doge, but could they ever recreate that magic that happened early 21? Was that a one-time thing, or could we possibly see another, I don't want to say 10x, or really, that was closer to 100x, but is a 10, 20x maybe still in the cards at some point in the future?
DZ, when it comes to Doge, the one thing that I've learned is that with Doge, all things are possible, my friend. Just when you think it can't have another massive pump, man, it has another massive pump. And our good friend Elon, man, who knows what he's got up his sleeve anyway.
All right, well, Cowboys of Crypto, what are your thoughts on Doge? I agree. When you think it can't pump anymore, it says, hold my beer, and then it just goes up, another 50%. How does Doge have that magic? Is it Elon? Is it community? Is it Twitter speculation? What makes it so attractive? Is it the logo?
First, I'd like to address the people who look down on Doge, that are Bitcoin maxis and stockholders. They're about as pretentious as people who shop at farmers markets, okay? They push their dog in a stroller and they just love the leafy greens, and they're so pretentious towards coins like Dogecoin. And here's why. Dogecoin is the popcorn fart turned into a shotgun turd. You think it's nothing, and out it comes, and it's, whoa, you're in trouble. And that's what Dogecoin is. Let's just take a pause here. The market cap for Doge is $9.8 billion. Some other market caps, Dropbox, 8 billion, American Airlines, 8 billion, Robinhood, 7 billion. Okay. So just by market cap, we see that Dogecoin is something like to flip Coinbase is no big deal. It's flipping serious companies that have staying power, that have real utility. So yes, I think there's a lot of ideas into Dogecoin. The thing is, you have to take into consideration are two things. One, its champion, Elon Musk. Dogecoin has become somewhat of a proxy stock for Elon Musk. If Elon Musk does something cool, like go on SNL, Dogecoin pumps. If something happens to Elon, it goes down. And this is the second thing is the community. The community of Dogecoin are like crazy, like ravenous. You don't talk bad about Doge, they'll attack you like a rabid Shiba Inu. And the reason why is because we see whole channels, whole crazy men holding on to Dogecoin from 68 cents to 7 cents and loving it and not even blinking an eye. And they're making chains about it. The thing is, we set our opinions based on these two things of Dogecoin. It's attached to the champion of Elon Musk and whether or not he's going to, integrate it with Twitter. And we could talk on more about the Dogecoin future, or the ravenous fervor of its community. I think that's where you stake your bets, not on Dogecoin itself, but those two people, the champion and the community.
All right, good metaphor with the shotgun and popcorn. I'll just leave it at that. Now, Ragzy, 2 questions. I do want to ask you about the community from an artist perspective. What makes them so ravenous? And second question, are farmers markets pretentious?
What kind of questions are those? I don't know. I think everyone's entitled to their opinion, right? At the end of the day. But yeah, I don't know. I think Dogecoin has done well because it kind of became its own animal, no pun intended, and in a sense that it was able to create a brand. Like if you look at the top 10 cryptocurrencies, like yeah, they're there, it's crypto, but I don't really know what their brand is. Dogecoin has like a very clear brand, and that's due to a number of things, right? Yeah, Elon has something to do with it. The fact it started as a joke has something to do with it. The fact it revolves around a dog. But I know what it is when I see it. It's something easy to remember. I thought what was really clever, whether intentional or not, is if you look at kind of the top 10 cryptocurrencies now, none of the others have coin in it. It's just Bitcoin, Dogecoin. The others have all these kind of like random names, so it's easy to remember too. So from a marketing and branding standpoint, it was kind of able to evolve into a very powerful brand and appeal strongly to pop culture. And I think that's why it's continued to survive and gain attention of like real money, in addition to, just like the teens on TikTok that want to buy it and stuff like that.
No, I think what you said is actually very understated. We forget how insulated we are, how much of a bubble we live in, and Cardano, Ethereum, just kind of rolls off our tongue. But you say that as someone who's never heard those words before, and it sounds like gibberish. But Bitcoin, Dogecoin just kind of rolls off the tongue. Now, Mac and Cheesy, I'm glad she brought up brand. I was going to ask her about vibes, but I think brand is maybe a better word here. What do you say for a technical perspective? What do you think of the Doge brand? Maybe even talk about Litecoin a little bit. So from a dev side, what do you think of when you think of Doge?
I think it's the OG meme coin. I think it's cornered the market on the meme coin. Anybody that comes after them or tries to recreate the Doge allure, I don't think they're going to be able to do it. And that's primarily because they were the first coin to go mainstream. So they own that. And there's riches in the niches, as they say. And so if they can own the meme crypto coin market cap, and they have the backing of Elon Musk, like that's not a bad place to be, just from a branding perspective, right? So every other coin that tries to be the next Doge, you're always the next Doge. You're not the Dogecoin. So I think they're in a good spot, relatively speaking. We'll see if it can kind of continue as the market matures, as kind of things die out, and it's going to be more truly about what value can you provide to end users. I think the idea of buying into Dogecoin and making life-changing gains overnight may have came and went. We'll see what the next bull market has in store, but I think just from a branding perspective, they own that, and it's definitely a strong position.
All right,
just to go back to your original question about are farmers markets pretentious?
Yes.
I think so. I think.
All right, Cowboys, so. you got someone in agreement. Real quick, just one word answer, Mac and Cheesy. What is better poised to evolve in the future? Is it Doge based off Litecoin, similar, almost based off Bitcoin code, or is it Shiba essentially running off Ethereum virtual machine?
I'd like to think Doge,
Okay.
just because I think I think there's an opportunity for something for that ecosystem to be built. The kind of the Bitcoin ecosystem. Of course, the Ethereum ecosystem is thriving, but I do think Ethereum is kind of win out on that.
All right. Well, we're talking about Coinbase. I actually have Coinbase's stock pulled up for the price action here. Currently trading about $35. But if you look percentage loss from all-time high, it is down 90%. You can see here $342. This is currently down 307 from the all-time high. Jayson Casper, do you have, a question to you about trading stocks here? Me personally, I lean bullish, and I have a hard time trading crypto during a bear market. Do you have that similar problem? And what are your thoughts on, switching to stocks during the bear market? Is that too boring for you, or is maybe a hidden gem of opportunity there?
I'm primarily a crypto trader. I trade cryptocurrency in the bear market and the bull market. It literally makes no difference to me. The trades have been absolutely fantastic during the bear market. So, trading stocks is similar to trading cryptocurrency. One of the best things about trading stocks is the markets close at night, so you can sleep, right? But looking at you say you're bullish on Coinbase. Is that what you're saying?
No, I lean bullish when it comes to trading crypto, and I am bullish on Coinbase at this price. I think it's down 90%. Maybe it falls a little bit, but it's attractive price entry for me.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the chart, it can't get much lower from here, can it? I mean, sheesh, man, would you look at that thing?
What
It's
about
crazy.
do we have any market cipher B data, or is it maybe just going to be too early to kind of see any real money flow activity?
Honestly, I think it's too early, right? The monthly time frame doesn't have any data yet. The weekly, this money flow is still getting lower. And honestly, this chart is the most disgusting looking thing I've ever seen. It doesn't really show any sign of strength just from a technical perspective here. So, besides the fact that it's come down 90% and Coinbase probably is going to stick around for a long time, I don't know. It looks a little bit.
Well, I'm
crappy.
checking the chart. It fell 89%, so it can only fall 11% from here, correct? Or is that bad math?
Right. Hey.
I
can only go. Yeah,
1 + 1 = 2, right? Cowboys of Crypto. What are your thoughts on Doge? Which sure you could buy Dallas Maverick tickets or AMC movie tickets to the latest The Rock film. But what would you say about the market cap value of it compared to Coinbase? Coinbase has assets, has crypto and stock. It has customers, which could be labeled as an asset very easily. Dogecoin, mostly just a peer-to-peer network of payments. So how do you correlate? Does that seem like fair market caps to you?
Look, fair is beside the point. Okay. When we're trading in crypto, a lot of people make the mistake that they trade and they buy crypto based on utility. They're completely wrong. They have no idea what crypto is about. Crypto is currently all on speculation, opinion, hype, and narrative. Okay. That's all what crypto is. If we think that we are buying based on utility, you're totally off your rocker. And I'll give you two examples of this. Number one, September of last year, 2021, Cardano brought in smart contracts in September, and the price rode up to all the way to $3. When the smart contracts came out, it crashed. Okay, it crashed hard, and it's never seen that return. Why? Because Cardano has evolved. It is a better product. It's a better ecosystem. It's a better blockchain, but it has fallen in price. So no, the valuations don't correlate with the use of utility. Number two, Ethereum 2.0. Oh, let's just wait till Ethereum 2.0 comes out and the price will skyrocket and we're super bullish. But what happens? The narrative changes, the thing comes out and it crashes. Why? Because the hype is gone. The narrative is done. There's no more looking forward to. And so when we're trading in, and I'm not that good of a trader, right? Jayson is more handsome, more smarter than me. He looks like he beat me up in a UFC ring. But that's beside the point, okay? He can do it. I can't trade off of these technicals. I just look at what is the hype, what is the narrative currently. And when we think we're buying utility, we are just simply not. And that's what I think is the big problem here, that the other half of this equation is that the biggest thing that controls the narrative or hype is the Fed printing money. I think that cannot be removed from this equation. When we're talking about narrative and hype, all of that can be boosted up, right? The news of something coming out. And so with Doge, you could come up with rumors. I got some rumors for you. Twitter's going to come out with crypto wallets. That's a rumor. That might be true in the future. Twitter's going to be doing tips in Doge for your favorite creators. That's a rumor. Twitter's going to be using NFTs for your PFP. That's a rumor. It doesn't matter. As long as that rumor continues, it could price or skyrocket the price of Dogecoin up. But when that thing comes out, it's going to come down. But Twitter is a better utility after it came out. So no, valuations are not fair. Currently, crypto is trading on hype, on narrative. Maybe we'll see it in the future. I just don't see that right now.
No, you're 100% correct. NFTs, crypto in general, you don't want the thing. You want the hype of the thing, because as soon as the thing's delivered, oh, that's all? And then it just goes down. You see it 10 out of 10 times. Now, Ragzy, we were talking about Miami right before the episode, and I saw you in Miami last year, and it was at a party, Gloria Stefan's. It was the Gemini party. So I want to ask you about these, major exchanges in America. Obviously, FTX.us, I think they're out of the running at this point, but Robinhood, there's a lot of users. They're expanding their crypto portfolio. Coinbase, Gemini, who do you think, can any of these competitors unseat Coinbase in the long run? Or do you think Coinbase is just going to be the de facto leader when it comes to mainstream crypto exchanges in America?
I don't know. I think the market's wide open. Anybody can take it. They just have to get their, I'm in no position to say like who's doing the correct business strategy, but I will give my opinion. Nobody's really nailed down their strategy yet. And it could be because this is also so new to so many people, to so many VCs, to so many companies. But I thought one of the biggest mistakes Coinbase made during the bull run was launch NFTs, their own NFT platform. I thought that was one of the, just my personal opinion, one of the worst business plays they had in their business. It wasn't their market. And I think a lot of people learn from that, watching that. Just because you're in crypto doesn't mean you were in NFTs, and vice versa. Like the markets hadn't crossed over yet. And I get that everyone wanted a piece of that NFT pie, right? They want, because OpenSea was dominating and making so much, and I get it. But I just don't really feel like that was their wheelhouse. And when they launched, it was an utter disaster. They didn't have volume. There was all these things wrong. So I thought that was not the best, business play at the time. But that's just my opinion. And I think for all the other platforms too, nobody seems to have a very sound business strategy. What FTX was good at, in my own personal opinion, is giving the illusion that they did have a sound long-term business strategy, because I personally, luckily, was not a victim of FTX. I didn't trade on FTX. I didn't have anything there, just because I don't really like exchanges to begin with. But one thing I did perceive FTX to be, for people who do use it, I was like, oh yeah, they kind of got their stuff together. They seemed like they did, right? They were good at selling that idea and that illusion that they did for so long. And it seems like with all these other exchanges, I don't know, it's not very clear what their long strategy is. And I think if they're trying to appeal to the masses, to people like me, to people ordinary people, that kind of has to be very, very clear. And I feel like it is very unclear for a lot of these platforms, including crypto.com too, who kind of pivoted to crypto and then NFTs, and they added some random meme coin that's not Doge or Shiba onto their sheet to trade. It was just kind of all over the place. And I think whoever develops the most sound strategy and markets that brand efficiently is going to end up being the front runner for sure.
All right, some really good points there. Mac and Cheesy, who do you think could be poised? She kind of did lay out a lot of mishaps and a lot of misplays by all these crypto exchanges, and none probably worse than FTX, of course. But is the industry too nascent? Are we too new right now for us to have a strong operations leader? Or do you think that maybe some of these exchanges are learning from their mistakes and could be poised to do that?
I think that right now we do have a leader in Coinbase that has whatever percentage of the pie, right? But the pie right now is so small compared to where it will be, or hopefully will be, within the next 10, 15 years. So the segment that they currently own in relation to where it will be is so small that there is truly an opportunity for a new person to come into the space and properly figure this out. Now, they do have a strong head start, but until you get people like my mom, my sister, my brother, these non-crypto natives to start downloading a wallet and know how to use it and know how to actually leverage their crypto assets or do what they send it, even just sending crypto somewhere else. My one buddy who's in med school right now, I had him install a MetaMask wallet and he was like, wait a second, what the hell is all of this? He had no idea what was going on. And that is 99% of people. So how can you capture this 99% of people, and how can they get wallets, and how can they start using it? And I think time will tell as the use cases actually get developed, as the products start using crypto technology, using NFTs, using these things from a product standpoint. The people that figure out the product, I think they're going to figure out the wallet and the proper integration and onboarding.
Yeah, I agree. It's that user interface, that user experience is going to be key. They're going to have to take that Apple level of dedication and just make it very, very seamless. And maybe Coinbase will be that person. I know back in the day, it was pretty fun earning $2 of some scam token because I'm like, oh, I'm learning about crypto, but who knows? Time will tell. We still got a couple years for that new wave to come in. All right, well, let's talk about Animoca Brands. Doing some research here, looked to be about one of the highest funded crypto protocol or businesses during all of 2022. They did 216 metaverse funding deals, totaling nearly $2 billion. I'm looking at some of their other numbers here, billions. Meanwhile, other projects are actually rolling back the amount of money that they're going to have. So we have Animoca Brands recommitting to spending billions, whereas you might have a Meta, aka Facebook, rolling back their plans. Hey, I know we said 10 billion, but maybe we'll roll it back to 5 billion. Cowboys of Crypto, what do you think of Animoca continuing to expand in the metaverse while all the other players are in the bear market? They're starting to contract. What will this strategy do in the long term?
Here's what they're touting. They're touting that living in the metaverse is the next step of human evolution. Well, I think it's totally baloney, okay? BS, baloney sandwich. And here's why. We haven't even had basic evolutions in our monetary policy, okay? This is what's so frustrating to me is because here comes Bitcoin, who is this juggernaut, and crypto, who is this juggernaut. And we're going into crypto and then NFTs and then metaverse. And we're expecting that all these regular humans are going to turn super nerd, put some goggles on, and drink a mochaccino and a mocha latte in the mochaverse and take a mocha crap. Like it's totally bizarre. I feel like to spend and to raise up $2 billion for something that has been rolled back by so many big companies. And we're starting to see the actual development, or rather adoption of people. And rather, it's not happening. It's just simply not happening. And people want to tout this. And the only people who are touting it are people who are backed in it, who are in it trying to make it more known, like, oh, this is the future of humanity. Maybe in the future. Okay, maybe in the future, but there's a ton of big steps to take before we start spending 8 of our days inside this metaverse when it's just really a video game. When I put some goggles on and it's just really a video game. And this might be upsetting to some people who are really heavily into the metaverse, but I think that's different from NFTs, and I think that's different from crypto gaming. Crypto gaming seems really attractive to me, and especially I'm a DGen, right? Like I like to get into these smaller games. I think those have a lot of pumps. I think that has a lot of potential for a lot of small people like me to make a lot of money in a very quick amount of time. But to think that everyone's going to start, like regular human beings are going to start having their boardroom meetings in the metaverse boardroom it's just silly to me. It's silly. The adoption's not there. It's too slow. We still have a lot more steps to go. It's not there.
All right. Well, Cowboys Crypto saying it's not there now. Jayson Casper, there's 2 aspects I like to ask you about. One is obviously trading. But Jayson, you always have that nice homespun farm wisdom. And I want to ask you about dating. Cowboy, he's not ready to drink the mocha and the mochaverse and have the mocha crap. But there's a survey, and 51% of respondents say they are ready to date in the metaverse. Now, as someone who works with his hands. Here's the rooster cawing in the morning, milking the udders. Well, what are your thoughts on a virtual dating simulation? And, can that translate into, maybe help solve our depopulation issue?
Well, I do have to say, I appreciate Cowboys of Crypto. I appreciate his perspective on this. I kind of look at this from a slightly different perspective. When I see expansion like this into Web3, pouring billions of dollars in, I recognize the fact that the progression that we are going in as a society, we're becoming more and more atomized, right? We're becoming more and more isolated, and people are already spending time living on the internet, right? They're living on the internet. I know people, I'm 30 years old. I know people, teenagers, who literally cannot have a conversation with me outside of technology. And I think that the metaverse, the concept of it it's not for us, right? It's not for Cowboys of Crypto taking a mocha crap. It's not even for me, somebody who, unfortunately I have to admit, I do go to farmers markets. All right. Sorry, Cowboys from Crypto, bro. I go to farmers markets, bro. I enjoy eating my vegetables. I'm sorry, man. So hopefully you don't hate me for that. But I think the aim of this is at the younger generation, right? Gen Z, especially Gen Alpha. I mean, think about the kids who are growing up where they don't know anything but being on their freaking smartphone all day. That's the only way they know how to interact. And it's going to become so normal. Look what happened with the pandemic. Everybody's working on Zoom. That just becomes normal. Church is on Zoom, school's on Zoom, work is on Zoom. Everyone's like, oh, I'm so thankful we have Zoom. Now I don't have to leave my house. Well, now imagine if we could have a fully immersive experience. I do believe, unfortunately, because I like working, I like milking the udders. I love milking the rooster every single morning. I squeeze that rooster udder and the milk just comes out. But I actually really do think this is actually going to be the future, man. So I hope I'm wrong. So I'm raising my kids to milk the roosters and not spend time in the metaverse.
I heard that's more protein than an egg white. So you got me sold. Ragzy, clearly not a big fan of omelets. Ragzy, I tend to agree this is somewhat of a natural progression that we've been seeing. 20 years ago, online dating was very, seemed so wild. Now it's somewhat normal. Is the next step from, meeting online to, all types of apps where you're just, looking for a hookup, and then is dating in the metaverse the next step of that evolution? And what are your thoughts on that step?
I'm so disturbed by this conversation, but I would try my best. I would try my best to answer it. I don't think you can milk roosters. So I don't know what kind of animal you have at home, but I would definitely look into that. Yeah, no, I don't know. I think they're getting the metaverse wrong. That's for sure. It's picking up, but not really. We kind of saw a lot of these metaverses or universes, whatever, the numbers were highly inflated. And that's because they're getting it wrong. Because I feel like it's a lot of, just my own opinion, it's a lot of antisocial people working on what's supposed to be a social app, and they don't get it. And I feel like why are even in some of these metaverses, why are avatars look like us? We don't want that. I want laser eyes and gargoyle wings and be able to laser shoot people from the sky in my board meetings. I don't want to sit there at a metaverse table. They're just getting it wrong. And then the other thing they're getting wrong that they're going to figure out, is my prediction of the future, is people don't like wearing those VR headsets. I don't care what anyone says, how much marketing there is. Oh, do you have the headset? Because I went and bought one. They're very uncomfortable to use. They give me a headache with eyes. It's just uncomfortable. So if I were a major company like Google or Microsoft, and I suspect they're already working on this, whoever is going to be the winner in terms of metaverse, they're going to be the experts at holograms. Because I feel like holograms will be effective metaverse if you can set up a hologram and be in an immersive experience and walk around without having to wear a headset or goggles or all these extra things on your face, and you're just immersed in it. That, I feel like whoever is the leader, that will be the winner as far as metaverse experiences, because you feel like you're in it without this stuff on, and it's uncomfortable, and it cause issues with your eyes. I've been in, I don't know if anybody's been to some of these immersive experiences. They had them at Art Basel, they had the Vincent van Gogh one where they had his paintings and you just walk in it, but there's no goggles or 3D glasses or anything.
They don't cut your ear off either, right?
I feel like that will be the winning recipe. And even holograms, I know your question was really about dating. If you could hologram like the person, like they're in the room with you. So you're having a date with them, but you're not actually having a date, but you are because they're there. I feel like that would be a winning strategy as well. Because then, you don't like them, you can just push the button, turn them off, boop, like that.
Yeah. Swipe them.
It's easy.
And then fly away with your gargoyle wings. Now, Mac and Cheesy, I did want to ask you like a serious question about, Animoca and these investors that are opting for late stage, and should that strategy be emulated with metaverses? It's better to, invest late stage, early stage. Screw all that. I want to know, what is Mac and Cheesy's thoughts on dating in the metaverse? This seems to be a fun little topic here. And what do you think about Ragzy's statement, which I tend to agree with? I don't know if she mentioned you personally between the lines, but people who can't socialize trying to code the programs that will have us being social. So what do you think of that, that whole package there?
I absolutely hate in real life social interactions. I'm absolutely terrible. It gives me anxiety. I almost want to throw up. So the quicker metaverse dating can get here, the better for me. So I'm going to try and pump my own bags here. But I do think that we've slowly gotten here, and it's slowly progressed to where we are today, where a lot of people don't even meet at bars anymore. The majority of, how'd you meet? Bumble, Hinge, Tinder, whatever your dating app of choice is. And a lot of people are just normalized to this. And I think over time, that's just going to take the next step where, okay, even our first dates, sometimes it's like, let's just do a Zoom call instead of actually getting coffee. Oh, okay, the second call, it's like, let's do a Zoom call and a dinner where you actually order the same dinner. And I think it's going to progress. It might be interesting. I'm not necessarily looking forward to it. All jokes aside, I like going out and I like having fun. And I like meeting people at bars and, just shooting the shit. I don't know if I can say that, but I like doing that at bars. And so hopefully the metaverse doesn't take over the entire scene, but I can very easily see that being the case, especially if there's some just minor improvements to the experience. I think a lot of times now, just generally speaking, people are going out less and meeting people in real life less.
Yeah, and it's going to be, so Mac and Cheesy prefers the meatverse, not the metaverse. It's going to be interesting to see how dating evolves. You're going to have to kind of change your language. Certain crypto terms might not translate for the dating world. You could say something like, pump my bags. You said pump my bags. That might mean something different in a haptic suit. Liquidity pool, that could mean something different. Seed phrase. But that is all we have time for. And it looks like Ragzy, I'm sorry, Ragzy, to set you up like this. Ragzy, switching gears here. You ended up winning the episode. Feel free, all the people hitting +1 in the chat. Ragzy, you ended up taking it home. Feel free, leave us with some parting thoughts. You don't have to talk about the metaverse dating.
Make sure you follow me on my Twitter, Ragzy Arts, my social platforms. I'm an NFT artist and a Lego artist to make some cool creations. So I'd love for you to see them and check them out. Also going to be doing some really cool NFTs on XRPL in 2023. So I'm excited for that. And thanks for having me.
It was a great episode. And let us know in the comments, would you date me in the metaverse? And that's all we got time for today, BitSquad. Until next time, DZ out.